morning, good afternoon, good evening, welcome back to my second channel. Taboo romance. So I've been on a real romance kick lately, going into all sorts of sub-genres, alien romance, paranormal romance, all types. So I've been watching a lot of recommendation vlogs on YouTube, and I found a sub-genre that people get really into, and that is taboo / forbidden love romances. I was like, sign me up. Now, I've never really read taboo romance. I've read like forbidden love, but it's not really in a taboo-y kind of sense. It's like one leader of one group or clan marries another of their enemies. Wow, crazy, I know. No, I'm gonna warn you now, you might not want to watch this video if you just don't want to hear my talking about this. So I picked 5 books from all the different kind of videos I watched, of different kind of recommendations. I saw what popped up a lot, and then I had a little look on Amazon and picked a couple of my own. So I've done 5 books. I started out from, that's not that crazy, I probably won't find that too weird or creepy, to, oh my god, stop touching your sister. Yeah, so if you're not here for that kind of thing, then you can move on out right now. The first one we got is Priest by Sierra Simone. This whole book is written from the male's point of view, and it's basically, actually if you cannot guess already, it is about a relationship between a priest and a stripper. And at first I was like, like I'm not religious at all, so this to me is not really taboo. It didn't at all affect me, but I understand if you're like super religious that this might not be a book for you. And that's where the taboo, like, it's a priest. So you got Tyler and Poppy. Tyler is the priest, he's only been a priest for a few years, and Poppy is a really high-end stripper, and they meet in a confessional booth time where he can't see her. And like I said, it's all from his point of view. Trigger warning in this for sexual abuse and suicide. It is discussed. And I really like the story of his battle, like Tyler's battle with himself as he's falling for Poppy, of the right and wrong in what he's doing. And find out why he became a priest and why that is so important, which then leads into more of his conflicts of what he should do, and it's really well done. It's not frustrating, it's not overdone, but you feel almost the struggle and the pull of his heart and his head, and his faith is so pure, yet he is struggling so much with his attraction to Poppy. So I thought that was really well done. Now, the spiciness. Whoa, this is a spicy book. I mean, it does not like it has any more sex scenes than any other kind of romance book that I've read, but oh, they are good. I want to open a window. It's very warm in here. Spice was just, it was right up there with what, yeah, just the style and what was going on. That was for me. That was for me, I'm not gonna lie. I really enjoyed the spice. I only gave this one, I think I gave it 3 stars, and the only reason I did, because up until about 3/4 of the way through, I'm like, oh, this could be a 5-star little smutty, gorgeous little taboo romance. I am liking this genre already. I didn't like where the storyline went about 3/4 of the way through, how they decided, the author decided to carry it on. So I only gave it 3 stars. But in terms of taboo-ness, it didn't affect me because I'm not religious. I love the smutty scenes, but I also liked it when you're in his head the whole time and he's battling with his faith. And that was really interesting. So I really enjoyed the book. The next one is The Hookup Equation by Roxy Noir. Now, this is about a student and a professor. There are a lot of taboo books out there about teachers and students, but sometimes like, a lot of the time the student's like 16. I'm like, I don't know if I can do that. I don't. So I actually found one that's a professor, and the age difference is she's 21, she's a student, and he's 28. He actually meets Talia in a bar before they even know that she's a student, that he's a professor. They have no idea. They actually get locked in the men's bathroom together. It's really sweet. I love the chemistry straight off the bat. He takes her directly on a date straight away to, I think it's like a botanical gardens he takes her. They have an amazing night and they really click, they really got on well, but they was doing so much on this little date, wandering through this garden, chatting about all this kind of weird stuff, that what they did for a living never came up. So the next day, or a couple of days later, Talia goes into her, Talia's starting her new semester or starting a new year. She goes into her calculus class, and guess who the professor is? Oh, is it awkward when they look at each other? Woo. He is immediately like, can I see you after class? She was like, yes. He was like, we cannot do anything. I am your professor. And she was like, I know. And it's like, okay, fine. It ends, it stops. Damn. But they both got to see each other 3 times a week in class. Then it goes a little bit stale up until about halfway through the book. The storyline gets a little bit stale. He's still resisting, she's still resisting, she's trying to get over him, she keeps thinking about him, he keeps thinking about her, but they're not doing anything. And then we just get the full-on spice because they're like, sod it, fuck it, let's do this. And I really actually like this book, and because she turned 22, so the eventual age difference is 22 and 28, and for me that's not that weird, and they did meet before they knew who they were and what kind of role they'd be playing with each other. And stuff like that, and you know, there are consequences to their actions, and I liked how it went with that. So yeah, I actually did really enjoy this. What did I give it? I give it a 3.5. I give it 3.5. Not too bad, but yeah, we're definitely getting into more taboo territory in my mind. Obviously he's in a position of power and things like that, but I actually did really enjoy this book. Then I read Torn by Carrie and Cole. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Dad's best friend. You got Torrin and Kenzie. Kenzie's father's like in a massive rock band, so they're super wealthy, super rich, but she's a cool girl. She's really like down to earth actually, but not in the stereotypical like, I might have a lot of money, but I'm totally down to earth. She's really down to earth. Torrin was basically there when she was born, and he's pretty much like a godfather, almost like an uncle to her. And the whole time he was going through this, I was like, they keep doing flashbacks of him when he was like raising her. He spent so much time with her because his dad was always away on tour. He pretty much like helped raise her. He loved her like an uncle. They kind of have a moment with each other when she grows older, and it's really sweet and meaningful. And I get it, it's a taboo relationship. Like, he's not blood related to her at all, but it's like dad's best friend, also kind of been like an uncle to you your whole life, and a lot older than you. But because they've grown up together, I get where the whole sweet and meaningfulness was meant to come into it. It's just I couldn't get past in my head all the flashbacks to when he was pretty much holding her as a baby and as a child and teaching her how to ride a bike and stuff. It's like, I don't know, there was always that slight disconnect for me. I couldn't be fully invested in their relationship and going, yes, queen, you know what I mean? It was like, that was still a bit of that weirdness, and I couldn't let that go. I gave it 3 stars though, but I would highly recommend you reading the second book, which is about Torrin's brother. That one is dark as hell, needs lots of trigger warnings, not really a taboo though, but that one is so dark, but I loved it. Anyway, not for this video. How about your boyfriend's dad? Yes, book number 4. This one is called Birthday Girl. Oh, I didn't even put who the author was, sorry, I'll put it up here. This one's called Birthday Girl. This one's very popular, and it's about Jordan and Pike. Pike is Jordan's boyfriend's dad. They go to live with his dad, and yeah, but boyfriend's a bit of a dick. They were friends before. Yeah, he's a bit of a dick. Anyway, regardless, there's definitely a slight tension, and Pike's like, oh my god, I cannot be lusting after my son's girlfriend. Stop it now. I am much too old to be doing this. And you know, it was alright. I enjoyed the taboo element of them kind of like, there was no cheating or anything like that, because I know that's a big trigger that people don't like. Like, no one cheated on anyone in this book, which is good, because I don't like that in my books either. As soon as even if I have a feeling someone's going to cheat, I'm like, no, I'm going to put the book down. I can't get on with the relationship when that is involved. And it was fine. It was basically about them. So you've got Jordan with her boyfriend and stuff like that, and how that starts to deteriorate, and that all comes to a head, and like these growing lusty feelings that she's having for his dad and vice versa. And it was fine. I wanted more from the relationship, to be honest, and it's a little bit boring because nothing really happened. There was no action. It didn't feel like it had much of a storyline other than, I mean, that is a pretty big storyline. It's a taboo storyline, so there's a lot to digest there, you know, boyfriend's dad kind of thing. But I always like more action. That's why I don't really normally go for contemporary romances, even contemporary taboo romances. My god, there's so many subgenres of subgenres. I can find them a bit boring because where's the action? Like, the spice was good, you know, nice spice, fine, good sex scenes. However, not amazing, and it wasn't that exciting. And then by the time we got to the ending, I was like, okay, you know what I mean? I gave it 3.5 stars. You know, it was good. It was a good little taboo moment. Then we had to up the ante. Like I said, we are increasing in levels of taboo-ness. So we really had to get it in the family, didn't we, next? We had to. I had 2 options I could have read, and they were both from Kay Webster. She is the queen of writing taboo, I'm going to write whatever the fuck I want books. It was either The Wild or Hail. I have read both. I'm including Hail in this one, which is a brother-sister romance. I have done a separate video where I read The Wild. That is a father-daughter one. I did that for you. It's a vlog where I go beat by beat as I'm reading it for the first time. That'll be up as the next video. However, Riley and Hudson are their brother and sister. They don't have the greatest relationship anyway as brother and sister. The thing is, Riley was diagnosed with bipolar because then she keeps going on about her sickness, and you know it's because she's attracted to her brother that she keeps calling it the sickness, the sickness. But then they talk about bipolar. I'm like, are you crossing those 2 things over? Are you saying because she has bipolar, that's what she's blaming on her attraction to her brother? Or is this just what she's calling, aside from her bipolar and her struggling with that and her deep depression, poor girl, like there's a lot of trigger warnings for this book. Anyway, that's neither here nor there, I'm rambling. Yeah, trigger warnings for suicide attempts, they are very graphic. Kay Webster does not hold back on anything at all in her books. I've realised now, I've read 2 of them. So after a suicide attempt, her brother tries to be there more for her, and they have these moments together. Like, she has always been attracted to him. She has always wanted him in a sexual way, in a different kind of way than brother and sister, whereas he has nothing. And he went real quick to, I don't like my sister, to, okay, I'm gonna try and be there for my sister, to, God, this is talking about his girlfriend. God, why does she have to be so forgiving? She doesn't deserve someone not only cheated on her, but did it with his own sister. He went from 0 to, I'm sleeping with my sister, really quickly, actually. I can get it on her point. She's always had a thing for her brother. Okie dokie. Moving on. But hey, it flipped really quick. So in my head, it flipped way too quick. But there we go. And you've got her, like, she's like talking to her therapist and stuff, and in her head she's like, is the medication helping you? And she's like, fucking my brother is helping me. I had to laugh during this because it was a lot to take in. The ending is also, I thought, completely ridiculous. I don't want to spoil this book for you. Not like I expect many of you to go to her website. By the way, this is banned on, was this one banned on Amazon? No. Is it? I don't think this one's on Amazon. I know The Wild was banned on Amazon, but I'm not sure about this one. Anyway, I had to buy it as an ebook from her website. And my camera died. Yeah, the ending, without giving it away, was a bit silly. I felt a bit ridiculous. Like how, I don't know, with the aunt and the uncle, like how that went down, and then like after it was like, okay, no worries, you be with your sister. Like, that moment was very weird to me. Not like the whole book wasn't weird. I don't know why I'm pointing that part out as weird as the only weird part in a brother or sister romantic relationship. I do not know. However, you know, I'll be happy for him. I will. Carry on as you are, if you have to. Look, I can't even give this one a rating. I'm just gonna mark it as red because I don't know where I land with it. There were some moments that were really sweet. I was like, oh, that one's nice. Oh, okay, well, that's just weird. I don't really know what to rate it. But yeah, so there you go. That's me reading 5 taboo romance books. If you want me to do more, like I said, I have read The Wild for you. Oh my God. That will be coming up next. That'll be the next video on my channel, so stay tuned. Let me know your favourite taboo, forbidden romance stories, because it is quite the community and I want to get into it. I mean, it doesn't have to be brother and sister, alright? I'd actually prefer if it wasn't. So please, leave me your recommendations, little naughty spice down below. We love to share a little bit of erotica. And I will see you in the next video. Alright, loving, leaving, shutting up, subscribe, like, comment, all the good stuff. Do all of it, do none of it, it just doesn't matter, so long as you are happy. I'll see you in the next one.